it's going a lot farther. I'm going to tell you that right now. And you know it. It is because of Micah Parsons. He's got the platform. This is just how he's wired. He is not going to take the high road. He is not going to show any type of restraint and give DeMarcus Lawrence the last word. So it's going. We'll have more. We'll have more to it. And doesn't it speak to also who the Cowboys are? Now, I know we'll talk about it later, just like their whole team building philosophy, but this just really speaks to how fragile a good team or building a championship team can be. It's not just talent. So I think Jerry Jones, if I give him credit or give him blame, it's in the same category. I'll give him credit. Him and the people around him know how to find talent in the draft. They do. They draft well. But it seems like they focus on talent and not necessarily how it all comes together. So this is a case of Micah Parsons saying, it's my time now. Well, think about it. The guy was just drafted, 5 years ago? Out of Penn State.
Yes.
So 5 years. So 5 years.
Well,
for
4
Micah
years.
Parsons.
He's entering year 5. He's entering year 5.
Okay. So this is he's going into year 5. Lawrence has been there for a decade. So it takes the right kind of team. Now in championship teams, some championship teams, they say, well, you're more talented. You're one of the captains. I will follow your leadership even though I've been here longer than you have. Let's look at Kansas City. Travis Kelce has been there longer than Patrick Mahomes. But I think they're both leaders, but Kelce, if he needs to, will follow Mahomes. It's fine. Okay, got it. This is how we roll. I think this is one of the problems. Lawrence, I was here first. Here comes this loud, brash rookie. He's talented, but sometimes he doesn't know what he doesn't know, and I'm just not feeling all the things that he does. I mean, that probably factors into it as well. We're going to learn more. I'm going to sit back. I don't know if you know this, popcorn is my favorite snack. It really is. So I will have it ready for round 3 or round 4, wherever we are.
Popcorn is awesome. I have 2 popcorn machines in the house. Kettle corn, there's a certain type of kettle corn that's low calorie. I can't remember the name of it, or I give them the free advertisement. We have it in the house all the time. It's in a purple bag, light purple bag. It's awesome. And I tripped over something else the other night because I wanted to have a snack. I went and picked up some dinner, and on the way back, there's a store right down the hill, which is a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. And I found a type of popcorn that is drizzled with just a little chocolate, and it has the tiny little M&Ms with it. And man, that's something I just need to eat that and nothing else for 2 days, so I never want to eat it again, because that's a new problem for me. Anyway, the situation in Dallas, 2 points I want to make. With Kelce and Mahomes, after the first year that it was obvious that Mahomes is the real deal, Kelce attached himself to Mahomes.
Yes, he did.
Texas Tech made a run in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, and there's Mahomes, and right next to him is Kelce. Wherever Mahomes went, Kelce went, because Kelce knew, I've been waiting all these years for somebody who's going to take me to the top of the mountain, and I finally found the guy who's going to take me there.
I loved Alex Smith, but this guy's a little better than Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
I know special when special walks through the door, and Mahomes has the right personality. He's all about football. He's never changed through all of the fame and all of the money and everything that could cause him to be big time. He's the same kid he always was. And with Parsons, you're right. There's something about the personality and the way he carries himself and the way he handles himself that's rubbing people the wrong way. And maybe he just doesn't have the self-awareness. I think that's one of the key things. When you have somebody stumble into a workplace and cause problems, it's Michael Scott lack of self-awareness. And you don't understand how the way you behave is going to be received by others. You're so focused on your own life, your own stuff, your own thing. There's no sensitivity to how you being caught up in your own vortex of self-interest is going to cause other people to react. It may be that simple. And one other point, Michael, and I don't know how much effort is put into this by teams, but it should be. When picking a jury, something that once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, I did. You scrutinize the individuals for certain characteristics or traits that will or won't be conducive or not conducive to your client's interests, in whatever the case may be. That's just what you do. One thing that I don't think lawyers think about enough, how is this group that I have selected? There's only so much you can do. You can't craft a jury. You just kind of prune a jury. But how is this group going to work together? When it's time to close the door and deliberate the case, how are these, and it's usually 6 in civil cases, how are these 6 people going to work together? And I think if you're putting together a football team, Michael, you need to ask yourself, hey, how are these 53? And more importantly, how are the core, the guys that we know are going to be here, the guys who are going to be on the field, the guys who are going to be the focal point of the media, how are they all going to work together? And I don't know that that's a factor that you have the luxury to really focus on if you're a team, but man, they should. And for all the consultants and all the money they spend on this, that, and the other thing, there's got to be an expert out there in human dynamics that can help you balance the right mix of personalities in a locker room.
Yep, you said it. Human dynamics. And I don't mean this as a shot at analytics, because I do value analytics, and I value.
Go ahead, take the shot. It's okay.
You know,
it's
no,
okay.
I like it. I like it.
I allow
like
you
it.
to take the shot.
I don't like it as a be-all, end-all. I don't like people who just focus on analytics. It doesn't happen as much in football as it does in baseball. Baseball is out of control with it. Ridiculous. But people who think it's everything, analytically, this is what we should do. We should always go forward in this situation. We should always bring in this type of player. We should use this pick in the first round, this pick in the fourth round, because analytically this has been proven. Okay, fine. That's just crazy. But there's the analytical side of things that has value. But those human dynamics, you really can't even, it's an art. So there's the science and there's the art. And somehow the art and science have to work together. And when they do, that's when you get championship cultures. And I know Jerry Jones has talked about this a lot, and some players are excited about Brian Schottenheimer being there, and Schottenheimer has talked about culture. And that's a little confusing to me, because I just made sure. I went back last night just because I do like the gossip part of this thing. So I went back last night and looked at the NFLPA survey again to see where Mike McCarthy ranked. McCarthy got an A, and players loved playing for Mike McCarthy. So one of the things he was able to do is kind of manage the situation, not just Lawrence and Parsons, but manage some situations in the locker room that I'm sure other things that we don't know about. Okay, so now that he's gone and Lawrence is gone, Schottenheimer, are you trying to say it's going to get better? Was Lawrence the problem? Are you going to do a better job than Mike McCarthy, who got an A from many of the players that you're going to be coaching in 2025? I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
There is one point I've been waiting to make here, and it might be stale, but I just have to say it. I quit following baseball 30 years ago when the Pirates lost to the Braves in the NLCS 1992, because I knew it was going to be a long time before the Pirates were any good. I had no idea it was going to be 33 years and counting. I feel like baseball is...
Was that the Sid Bream game?
Yeah, that was Sid Bream legging out. He managed to score from second on a routine single.
Slowest guy.
Somehow Barry Bonds couldn't throw him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's my most painful baseball memory, and my last baseball memory. I feel like baseball is so wrapped up in analytics that it has basically become a real-life game of Stratomatic. Do you remember Stratomatic when we were kids and didn't have anything else to do? I feel like baseball is just Stratomatic baseball, and the human element is completely dumped out of it. You can't do that with football. You cannot do that with football. Those personalities work together because the players aren't just out there in isolation doing their thing. I'm pitching, I'm hitting, I'm fielding. They are together and they are working in unison. It is a beautiful, chaotic ballet when it's being done the right way. It's a complete and total cluster F when it's being done the wrong way, but how the personalities work together is critical. And I don't know that the Cowboys have the expertise to craft. I think they got lucky, and Jimmy Johnson. Between luck and Jimmy Johnson, and probably a little more Jimmy Johnson than luck, they put together a team. Because also what happens is when you have a very strong personality who runs the show, his way gets basically forced upon them, and they submit and comply, and they change. You know, if Micah Parsons comes kind of stumbling into the locker room as a rookie who's brash and oblivious with zero self-awareness, the coach is going to grab him and tell him that's not the way you want to act. Or he's going to grab DeMarcus Lawrence and say, get a few of your teammates and show this guy. You know, give him a code red. Not the kind that'll kill him, just the kind that'll get him to submit to the will of the veteran leadership in the locker room and teach him a little lesson, and not to be like hazing or anything like that, but just to get him on board. Like, great head coach knows how to clunk heads together when he needs to get the personalities to operate in a way that you don't have this crap in the locker room where this group of guys hates this guy and this group of guys hates that guy, and it has nothing to do with football. We got to solve all that shit. Sorry, Liverpool. Or we're not going to be able to win football games. It's a very mercenary, Machiavellian, simple task. We don't need any of this crap if we're going to try to win. So you got a problem with him, we're going to work it out. And you got a problem with him, we're going to work it out, because it gets in the way of winning football games. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.